Today we're talking about my biggest regret in life. It's more of in high school, but when it comes to all intents and purposes, it is in my life, and that is not doing the most. Let me give you some background to it. Uh, First year and a half of high school, I was not popular. I didn't talk to anyone, and when I mean that, I didn't mean I mean that literally. Like I maybe had a few one-word forced conversations if it was a group project. Most of the times I would just do them all myself. I did not have conversations in or outside of school because that it just didn't work out like that for me. It was mostly my fault because I was introverted. I blamed it on COVID and just circumstance. There was things going on. You'll probably hear about it in other videos, but it was 100% my fault. I did not talk to anyone. And then after I did start talking to people, I it was fine. I had a few friends and I was content with that easily. And then I started trying to take a few harder classes because I thought it was smart, and but I didn't want to take too harder classes because I didn't want to do too much work. And then I got to the very end of high school and I realized my regrets. It wasn't that I didn't have friends or that I didn't take the hardest classes. It was I didn't do all I could. Like when I was in class, I would slack off on work and I would do the bare minimum to get a good grade. And like for reference, I did have a 4.0, and like a 4 point, it was like 2.4 unweighted or something like that, where it really wasn't or weighted. It wasn't that I wasn't smart. I was smart. I was really smart. But even though all my classes I took the easiest ones I could take without doing any work and still getting an A. The hardest class I took was AP Stats, and I did get a 5 on the test. And I felt so much fulfillment because the time passed no matter what. It was a difficult class, but in the end, it was worth it because I learned something. I had to learn something and get something out of the class because of how the teacher taught it. Like my English 1 through 4, I don't remember anything. All my math classes, I'm great at math. I tutored a grade, 2 grades ahead of me in math in classes I didn't even take because I could understand math in such an amazing way. I was gifted with that, and I threw it away. I didn't take honors. I took my AP Stats my last year, but I took normal pre-calc too, or like normal pre-calc as well. And I did all these things, and I didn't do it to the max. And in those classes, I didn't really do the work. Well, I did the work, but I did it in such a way where it was the least effort I could put in. Like in English, I'd do the essay. I wouldn't use AI necessarily and copy and paste it, but I'd just do the very minimum to get an A, to get the grade. And I guess in a way that's what you need to do, but I didn't get my time out of this school. And I know one of my next videos is going to be about how school isn't just about the grades, but it's about putting the effort in. The time passed anyway. I lost all the time. I scrolled for a lot of the time. I did things. I was lazy. And I wish I was the type of person who worked hard enough where every night I'd be mentally exhausted and go to bed. I regret that so deeply. And when it comes to partying, I thought, well, if I just party and go out a bunch at the very end, it would kind of make up for it. No, I realized that it wasn't the partying. It wasn't that I wasn't invited to parties. It's that my social interactions, at none of the times, even throughout the end, I didn't do it to the max. I didn't be the best person I could be to people. I couldn't be the most social. I couldn't be the most extroverted that I was able to. Not compared to other people, but for myself. I wasn't the most I could be. I did the bare minimum to pass, or the bare minimum to be comfortable. And that was a trap that I got so stuck into. So my advice to you is don't be comfortable with it. Because I look back at those 4 years in disgust because of how I was and how I could have been. I thought I could be this, I could be that. And it sucks that I'm not because of it. Like I had my glow up, I had everything that I thought I wanted at the time. And I realized I didn't do my most in every aspect I was able to. The worst feeling isn't that I tried my hardest in things and I failed, but it was that I did not try my hardest at all, or I put as little effort in as I could. That is not a flex. That is something that is so widely misspread that not working hard is like a flex. I didn't do any homework. I didn't study at all for this test and I still got an A. That's not a flex. That means you didn't absorb the material. You didn't learn anything. You didn't be able to get taken out on anything. And I get the entire argument of, well, school doesn't teach you practical things. Well, it doesn't. You're forced to go to it by your parents or by the system until you're 16, I want to say. So why not get the most out of it if you're forced to go? If you have to be there, don't slack off. Take the most out of it. Because what's the worst that could happen? You take the most out of it and you learn stuff that makes you more intelligent and be able to make your words be able to flow better. So why not? Why not be the most social person you're able to be? Of course, there's going to be people who are more social because they're gifted with that, or they practiced it more. But you have your time to practice. And I'm in such a nice position now because I'm aware of this. When it goes into college, I'm going to do my best to change it. And you're going to see on this channel, hopefully, me doing better to change it. Me being able to speak better to people. And I believe that's even evident in my videos. If you go back to the start, my speaking is better. So hopefully you are in a point where you're in high school or you're about to start college or you're in some point of your life and you realize, I need to put my full effort into whatever this is, into schoolwork, into friendships, into life. Because my biggest regret in life is having the opportunity to put my full effort in and not doing it in whatever aspect it is. I think that's such a good message to just think. Just think about it constantly. Am I putting my full effort in? Am I? Because if you're not, well, are you really taking the most out of life? Because I promise you, that is going to be the thing you regret. Not putting the most effort in whatever it is. Some people wish they went out more. Some people wish they studied more. They wish they put more effort into it. Be the person that puts the most effort into everything so you do not have that